educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, this last 1,900-point drop in the stock market scared everybody. They called it a crash. But here at Phil's Gang, we call it an opportunity. Why? Because I taught my students how to read a chart. And here's the problem in this industry. You go somewhere to learn how to drive a car, but you never go anywhere to learn how to invest in a stock. Well, you'll do that here at Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgages to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Our economy has been moving.
Yeah, in the wrong direction. This is the same guy that told us we could keep our doctor and we could keep our health insurance. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Look, I have the best teaching format in the country when it comes to learning how to invest in stocks. People will tell you that. Look, we can't listen to Wall Street. We can't listen to our government. We listen to our charts. That's why you join philsgang.com. Food stamps have exceeded 45 million for 50 straight months, and he's telling us things are good. What are you, nuts?
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. You know, on May 29th, I warned that a stock market crash was coming. I also warned in July. Both times, I was watching my technology, my PT2 chart, and it turned from green to red. Both in May and July, we had substantial warnings. We saw the industrials fall. We saw that the market, the Chinese market was falling, was getting worse. Oil was falling. Copper was falling. Everything was falling. But again, CNBC was telling you, hey, things are cheap. Diversify. Everything's wonderful. But my chart was giving me something different. And on both those occasions, both in May and July, I told my gang, let's short the stock market now, because my PT2 chart indicated a sell-off was coming in, and we did, and we had a wonderful ride all the way down. Join my gang, Phil's Gang.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. Remember, on May 29th and July 28th, I said to short the market. The market was going to experience a correction. How did I know? My PT2. Check it out. This is not a crash for us. We're experiencing a correction because we are now making money on our stocks because we're shorting it. Using our PT2 identified for us when they were pulling their money out, both in May and July, and we were right there to pull our money out too. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I frankly don't think it would impact the market very much. I think the street would be surprised if they didn't. I, for one, would not be surprised. While the odds are, as you point out, 79%, I have for 6 months basically seen no justification for economic justification for a Fed tightening.
Of course there's no justification for a Fed tightening. Welcome, Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Are you kidding? What are you, nuts? This has nothing to do with common sense or trying to help the country, or especially has nothing to do with trying to help people on Main Street. People on Main Street have been getting screwed since day one. People on Main Street have been getting screwed ever since they did the stimulus. Ever since 2009, when we were lied to, when they did QE, and they said they're doing QE because they want to help us. They want to help us find a full-time job. They want to help the small businesses on Main Street. That's what they told us in 2009 with the stimulus, remember, in QE? A total lie, a bunch of nonsense, not true at all. They only help themselves. The elitists. They run everything. This ridiculous Fed, which is no more federal than Federal Reserve. It's always than Federal Express, rather. It's just a banking cartel of a bunch of greedy people. Interest rates, what's going to happen tomorrow, Wednesday, when she announces interest rates? Well, some say it's already baked into the pie, so little will happen. Yeah, others say, oh, well, it's going to be like 2004, 2006, where it's just going to go, sideways for a little bit. You can say what you want. But wait a minute, we have not seen a rate hike in 9 years. This is different this time. Things have changed. The world has changed. You can't compare this to any other rate hike we ever had. What are you talking about? These geniuses on CNBC with their pompadour hairdo and their cheap suits. Bunch of phonies. They know what's going to happen tomorrow? They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They have no clue what's going to happen tomorrow. We haven't seen a rate hike like this. Never have we ever seen a rate hike after 9 years of no rate hike. This is different. I think you're going to see different consequences this time. See, what is different is she raises rates, and this time, remember what happens. The S&P, the returns, she's raising rates without putting more money into the system. Let me repeat. She's raising rates, and she's not putting more money in the system, so there's less money available in the market. So that's going to produce less returns. See, when she cuts rates, the S&P, we get returns of 15%. But when she raises rates, she should be putting more liquidity in the market, and she isn't. So we're going to see returns go from 15% in the S&P to 6% in the S&P. We've been in a trading range of 4% for 11 months, going sideways. 4%, that's nothing. 4% is nothing. If you take a chart, put it up, and got a little ruler, it's like 1/8 of an inch from the top to the bottom. What are you, nuts? This market's been stuck going sideways for 11 months. Why? Because the big money, after they made all of their money, they made since 2009, the market went up 200% simply by printing money and making sure nobody went into the bond market. Print money, $85 billion a month. The banking cartel buys all the bonds, the 10-year treasuries. makes them unattractive, everybody jumps in the stock market. That's how we went up since 2009. We've been going up since 2009. Basically, I'm printing money to make sure people are forced into the stock market away from the bond market. That's all that happened. It's that simple. That's all that happened. Anybody could do that. Now, the way it's supposed to work is if they raise rates, the dollar is going to go up. And that means gold will go down. You got to be short gold. And the stock market will go down. Today the market's going up. Everybody's getting all excited. Are you nuts? The minute she raises rates, it's going to turn around. So I hope you're not chasing this market. I hope you're not chasing the market. So when Yellen announces a Fed interest rate hike, the dollar will go up, the stock market and gold will go down. That's simple. And the Fed rate that you're talking about is the short-term rate. So to Main Street, if they raise the Fed short-term interest rate, that's going to raise rates on your credit card, your student loans, all the loans that you have on furniture and all those kind of silly things. It will force the 10-year Treasury, they call the long-term rate, up. It goes up in sympathy with the Fed rate, the short rate. And that's going to raise interest rates on mortgages. It's going to raise auto loans. Small businesses will have to pay more. If they can get money, they can't even get money. Now, savers are going to be happy. Savers will be happy, but don't get excited. Just because they're raising rates, you're not going to see anything immediately. Now, for the 401k people, you've already been screwed. But you're not going to see much except more volatility. So you're going to see volatility because I just mentioned she's not putting money into the market when she's raising rates. So you're going to see a lot of volatility. So hang on. And for my gang members, we're going to love it because you're going to see volatility. Market going up, market going down. We're not going to be in this 4% narrow trading range for 11 months. The emerging markets will collapse. So I think it's good. I am glad they're finally raising rates. But here's the sad part, is all of you folks on Main Street that you got out of the stock market in 2009, you're upset, your planners, your money manager, you talk to them, you say, I just want to secure my principal. I don't want to lose my principal. And they put you in all these fixed rates products, or all these fixed income products, and then they put you in bonds. Well, listen to what I'm telling you. Your face is going to get ripped off. If you're in a bond fund, I hope your planner is adjusting it for you before tomorrow, because you are going to feel pain. You are going to feel such pain if you're in a bond fund, if she raises rates. See, there's a lot of pain associated with bond funds when they raise rates, because the fund manager, that dope, he's forced to sell bonds prematurely in order to raise enough cash to meet all the redemptions. In fact, what is going on right now, some mutual funds, especially the ones in high yield, the junk bond mutual funds, you know, they stopped people from taking their money out. One mutual fund had something like $2.5 billion in it, and the redemptions, people were coming and taking their money out. It dropped down to $778 million, and the mutual fund, the company said, no more, you can't take your money out anymore. We're going to stop you from taking your money out. And they did. They did. So I hope you're not in a one of those situations that you're in a high yield junk bond situation. But just in a regular bond, if you're in a mutual fund bond, get out of there today before your face gets ripped off. This is after you made no money because of low rates, and they got you in fixed products. Hey, we'll be right back. Phil Grande, I know my name. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. You know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of Phil's Gang. Remember, on May 29th and July 28th, I said to short the market. The market was going to experience a correction. How did I know? My PT2. Check it out. This is not a crash for us. We're experiencing a correction because we are now making money on our stocks because we're shorting it. Using our PT2 identified for us when they were pulling their money out, both in May and July, and we were right there to pull our money out too. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG.
From the perspective of the U.S. economy, I think we've seen continuing signs of strength.
Continuing signs of strength? What are you, nuts? Household spending dropped to its lowest level since 2008. Retail sales dropped to its lowest level in 9 years. Wages to its lowest level in 30 years. Disposable income to its lowest level in 40 years. Home ownership to its lowest level in 30 years. What's he talking about? That's Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary. We can't trust anything that comes out of Washington or Wall Street. And that's why I want you to join Phil's Gang. My name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Well, the reason you stay away from the stock market because you're fearful, because no one has taught you how to invest. You go to school to learn how to do math. You go to school to learn how to drive. Why don't you go to school to learn how to invest using charts? Join my gang, philsgang.com, the best teaching format in the country when it comes to stocks.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, every day we read in the paper or we hear on radio or TV how the market is rigged. So what? It's rigged to go up, not to go down. You know this market hasn't pulled back 10%, not 10% since 2011, and you're not in this market. You want the market to be rigged. All you got to know is when to get out before it blows up. That's why you become a gang member, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. You know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts. Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com. Click on the video channel graphic and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're going to take a look at some of the stocks right now. The market's up 183 points. Don't get all excited, okay? It will reverse if they raise rates tomorrow. Again, remember, join my gang, Phil's Gang. Look, I think we do a pretty good job. We make sense of all this nonsense that's going on. We make real sense of it. We explain it. It's kept simple. We have a wonderful chart. It's called the PT2 chart, where we make money when the markets go down as well as go up. Most of you don't make money because you never made money when the market went down or a stock went down. You got to stop doing that. Every time, if you give $1,000 to your broker, you lost $500 the minute you gave him that $1,000, because he only lets you make money when stocks go up. So you always lose half your money. The minute you give money to Wall Street to invest, you lost half, because you never make money on the way down. They make money on you on the way down because they bet against you. Well, with today's technology, it's easy to make money on the way down. And we designed a chart, very simple. It's color-coded. It works. In fact, if you go back to June, you look at Caterpillar. When Caterpillar turned from red to green, it dropped. Caterpillar went down 24%. 24%. Now, that's quite a return. You don't have to believe it. Just go look at my chart. 24%. The other stock, we follow 5 stocks, the same 5 stocks. So why do I have to have more than 5 stocks? Why do I have to have more than 5? You think there's always that hot stock? Don't you love it? There's always a hot stock. There's always a new flavor. Don't you love how they market Wall Street? This hot stock. This company's always going to do something. But when they go do it, everybody else already learned about it. You learn last. You get the information last. So the move has been already made. Every time your dopey broker calls you to take money out of your pocket, you say, here's this last stock. Oh, this stock is great. Yeah, this stock, great. AGY, Ajax, great. Got to get it. They got this new cream. It's a pimple cream. It's a zit cream. It works just on Friday night. Just as teenagers are going out and they got that zit at the end of the nose, you know. This company, Ajax, has this cream. It's called Friday Night Zit. And you put it on the nose and the zit's gone. Boom, you got to get this stock. It's so hot. And people jump in the market. You have Jim Cramer on there. Buy. Oh, that's crap. If there really is truly a zit cream that a teenager only works Friday nights, the only night it works, the zit cream by Johnson & Johnson, and you put it on your nose, that's all true. Everybody knew about that zit cream long ago, way before you. But not if you're with me, because what moves a stock? Money. What money? Not retail customers. Are you kidding? The few retail customers in the stock market today, the market couldn't go up. There's hardly any retail customers in the market today. So the stock, just with the technology we have, the chart turns from red to green, telling us the institutions that own most of that stock, and Johnson & Johnson that's making this zit cream, we can see it. We can see it coming in, so you buy it. And then when they take their money out, we can see it. Look at green and white, or green and red is not just for Christmas. It's Christmas here year round. It works. So here's what we do. We're going to offer, join the gang, $49.95. And one stock, I'm just going to do one stock. It's an exchange traded fund SH. And you can follow me for 1 month just on that stock. Then you got to buy the chart. But for the first month, you just follow me on SH. It's the only stock I'll do it with, SH. And you'll see, you got to be a gang member. You pay the $49.95. At the end of the month, if you see this, the chart works, SH, then you buy it. It's called my PT2 chart. I'm not going to do this stupid thing with, hey, I'll give you 100% money guarantee. If you don't like, go send your money back. That's a scam. I didn't realize, but 18% of the people people that order all this stuff with a money-back guarantee, only 18% of the people ever ask for their money back. What a scam that is. Imagine? 18%, that's all. Everybody else says, I'm not going to waste my time to get my money back. Well, we're not going to do that here at Phil's Gang. So what we're going to do is you join the gang, $49.95, and then you watch that one chart. You watch the chart, SH, with one stock. That's it. And we'll help you out. And then if you make money, if you start making money, then you help St. Jude's. Okay? That's why we're here, to help St. Jude's. Raise money for St. Jude, Partner in Hope. All right. So, again, go to my site, philsgang.com. Steven's right there. Denise is right there. They'll pick up the phone right now and talk to you. They're not in India or somewhere where you can't understand them. All right. You know, it's amazing what's going on. Isn't it amazing what's going on? Everybody's so excited about this rate hike. For 9 years, we have not raised rates. Isn't that something? And people don't get it. People just don't get it. The price movements that we see in the stock market, because there's no volume in the market, it's fictitious volume. Because when you're in a trading range of just 4%, the gangsters take over the market. The bankers, they take over the market. And they create fictitious volume, the fictitious price movements. They decide when they want it to go up and when they want it to go down. More than 3/4 of the volume we've seen in this market is fictitious. It's made up of short-term volume. It comes from high-frequency trading. It's referred to as black boxes. It's not real. Earnings. They screw you on earnings, too. Two types of earnings. Operating earnings, which includes write-offs, and reported earnings, which do not include write-offs. Guess which one they've been using? They're using the reported earnings for 15 straight quarters. Then they say, wow, Jim Cramer says, wow, look at this. What a surprise. The stock's on the upside. What surprise? They've known it all along. They rigged it because the only earnings they're going to give you is reported earnings. They're not going to give you the real earnings, which include all the write-offs, because that makes the numbers worse. And even when the numbers start going down, the stock goes down, they buy their own stock to push it up so you don't see it. What are you, nuts? Are you kidding? That's why you join my gang. Hey, we'll be right back. Phil's Gang. Call right now. Steve, Denise will take your call. No, they're not in Philippines where you can't understand them.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. Of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down, because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want, because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's Gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. It's Christmas season. That's right. Everybody loves Christmas, and the favorite color of Christmas is green and red. You see it everywhere. Well, that's my favorite color, too. And it's my favorite color of my gang because we have Christmas year-round. How does that happen? We have what we call PT2, a wonderful tool. It turns green when it tells us the institutions are buying a stock, and it turns red when they're taking their money out. Nothing better. Green to buy, red to sell. Oh, I know you've heard this stuff before, and it doesn't seem silly and all that, but it works. It works. It's Christmas time year-round here at Phil's Gang. It really is. Check it out. Call or go to my site, philsgang.com. Check out the PT2. You'll love it, and you're just in time because they are going to start rallying oil stocks. And when it turns green, we will be in position to buy. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the hot stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. It's Christmas season. That's right. Everybody loves Christmas, and the favorite color of Christmas is green and red. You see it everywhere. Well, that's my favorite color, too. And it's my favorite color of my gang because we have Christmas year-round. How does that happen? We have what we call PT2, a wonderful tool. It turns green when it tells us the institutions are buying a stock, and it turns red when they're taking their money out. Nothing better. Green to buy, red to sell. Oh, I know you've heard this stuff before, and it doesn't seem silly and all that, but it works. It works. It's Christmas time year-round here at Phil's Gang. It really is. Check it out. Call or go to my site, philsgang.com. Check out the PT2. You'll love it, and you're just in time because they are going to start rallying oil stocks. And when it turns green, we will be in position to buy. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Our economy has been moving.
Yeah, in the wrong direction. This is the same guy that told us we could keep our doctor and we could keep our health insurance. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Look, I have the best teaching format in the country when it comes to learning how to invest in stocks. People will tell you that. Look, we can't listen to Wall Street. We can't listen to our government. We listen to our charts. That's why you join philsgang.com. Food stamps have exceeded 45 million for 50 straight months. And he's telling us things are good. What are you, nuts?
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the big move on stocks. It's so stupid. I'm telling you. You know, they're making such a big deal of it. You know, it's just amazing, isn't it? How these people on CNBC, these people in this business, I mean, they're just nuts. Bunch of jibber jabbers. I mean, they're just jibber. They don't know what they're doing. I got to tell you tonight, though, if you're in a bond fund, please call your broker, your advisor. Yeah, your advisor.
What's a financial advisor?
That is a term that means almost nothing. It is somebody who might be a financial planner, or it could be a broker who is really a salesperson.
The vast majority of so-called advisors, around 85%, are not fiduciaries.
No, they're salespeople. They're there to take the money out of your pocket, put it into their pocket. But whoever got you into a bond fund, ask them what's going to happen if they raise rates. They'll tell you if they don't tell you you're going to get your face ripped off, then they're lying to you. So they better do something. You got time between now and tomorrow in the afternoon when they raise the rates, if they raise rates. You know, Yellen says she's going to raise rates because everything's under control. Really? You got to admire her definition of control and fine, don't you? The S&P dropped through its December lows. We have a stronger dollar, collapsing oil prices. The absence of inflation. And oh, by the way, why does she always say, remember she kept saying, well, I'm not going to raise rates until I hit our target inflation. I'm not going to raise rates until I hit our target inflation. I'm not going to raise rates until we have more full-time jobs. Well, of course, they're going to do both. We don't have more full-time jobs and we haven't hit the inflation. Well, you'll never hit the inflation. They'll never admit they hit inflation. They don't ever want to hit inflation. That means they have to give people raises. They have to give people raises. And that means Social Security. Your cost of living goes up. They have to give you a living increase. So they always lie about inflation. So why do you think she turned around and said the other day, oh, I decided not to wait anymore. I think inflation is going to catch up. I think it'll be just fine. I think full-time jobs will catch up. This is not the time to raise interest rates. You got oil prices collapsing. You got the ants of inflation. You got the holiday retail sales down over $1 billion. $1 billion compared to a year earlier. How can we be doing so good? Collapsing junk bonds. There's the problem. Collapsing junk bonds. Nobody's talking about that. I am. Icon is.
Well, it's self-evident that the high-yield market is just a keg of dynamite that sooner or later will blow up.
What he's talking about, high-yield market, he's talking about junk bonds. A junk bond is the same thing as any other bond. The only difference is that companies that are at risk, companies that aren't doing well, they'll offer a larger amount of interest for your investment. They'll give you, instead of 5%, they'll give you 8, 9, 10%. It's junk. And we have a lot of defaults going on in the oil and gas industry and the mining industry right now. And that alone is why she shouldn't raise rates. But she's going to raise rates anyways. Because the reason she's going to raise rates is because she wants the market to collapse so she can ask for QE. Because she can't keep doing stock buybacks, because stock buybacks, companies started out with these stock buybacks in 2012, and let's say you had $1 million, you borrowed $1 million for zero interest, and then every time your earnings were terrible, to mask how bad your earnings were, you didn't want your stock price to come down, so you bought your own shares back. Now here you are, 2012, now it's 2015. Instead of owning $1 million, you owe $25 million. Well, wait a minute. Now I got to pay 0.25% interest. They're going to raise rates. I'm not going to be buying. I can't borrow money anymore at zero, so I'm not going to do any more stock buyback. So I can't mask my terrible earnings. So that means my stock price is going to fall. So Yellen said, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to bring back QE." The QE we had since 2009 to 2012, where what we did to mask the lousy earnings, we just simply pushed the stock market back up by printing money, and the Fed would go out by the 10-year treasuries and force all the big countries out of the treasuries into the stock market. Unbelievable. Then we have the wheels coming off, as I say, the junk bond market, and she's going to raise rates? Are you kidding? And as I said, today, the redemptions, people are jumping in, and they're saying, "Give me my money back. I want my money out of the junk bonds." It's so bad that Third Avenue Focused Credit Group, get the name, Third Avenue Focused Credit Group. They're focused, all right, and screwing their mutual fund investors. They had $2.4 billion invested in their mutual fund junk market, and people started to ask for their money. They drew it out so fast, it dropped from $2.4 billion in this mutual fund, the junk bond, $2.4 billion dropped to $798 million. And they panicked. Third Avenue started to focus and said, "We're focusing, all right. No more. We're not going to give you your money back. We're not going to give you your money back." That's how bad the junk bond industry is. And if you go back to 2007, you'll see it was the junk bond. Same exact thing started in 2007 that set off the crash in 2008, but nobody's talking about it. You know, I got a nice email the other day. It says, with all the crazy stuff going on, I never read these because I know you're not going to believe them. You think I make them up. With all the crazy stuff going on in the market and the world, only Phil gives me real information that I can use to better my life. You have no idea how much more secure I feel just for knowing the truth, the history, and who did what when that has caused all of this. Plus, I love the PT1. I can tell my husband in seconds, in 2 seconds flat, whether to buy, sell, or short, or hold, or pass on any stock. That's what Phil's teaching every morning has done for me. This is a true email. See, all I can do for you, okay, is tell you we're here to raise money for St. Jude. I'm going to reach out and help you. I'm going to make everything so simple for you to understand what's going on out there and make it even simpler. We're going to stay with just 5 stocks. 5 stocks, the same 5 stocks, top stocks, Caterpillar, Goldman Sachs, Schlumberger, Intel, IBM, and I'm going to guide you on those same 5 stocks every day. And the success in any business, I don't care what business you're in, small, big, medium, the success is to anticipate. If you take a look at a person who runs a business, the difference between the guy that's successful and the one that's a failure is the guy that's successful, he was able to anticipate. And that's what we do. We anticipate, and we have the technology to do it. And that's why I tell you, please try our PT2. I'll do one stock with you, SH. It's the inverse. If the S&P starts going down, the market starts crashing, you'll feel comfortable because you'll be watching this one stock with us, SH. And at the end of the month, if you like it, then you just buy the chart. You lease the chart. It's very simple. But you got to join the gang. It's $49.95, and for the first month, we'll let you watch that one stock with us. How good is that? Now, you know, it's amazing, isn't it? $2.4 billion in mutual funds, and it went down to $798. That's something. $798 million. People panicked. You know, and that brings me to another thought. I believe the easy money will be in oil and oil service in 2016. That's where we're going to make our money. And what I say to my gang every year and every day, we're going to focus on 5 stocks. I only want you to think about this. We only have to, out of those 5 stocks, find one good stock a month, one good move a month, just a 5% move to make a return at the end of the year from 10% to, say, 15%. 12%. We just need to have, out of 5 stocks, we wait for the chart to set up. Out of 5 stocks, we just need that one perfect setup. Once a month. Make 5% a month. That is not hard to do. It's not. And that's what we do here. And I think in 2016, it's going to be the oil business. That's the oil is where all the money is going to be made. No question about it. Oil has dropped now to $37, then it went down to $34, and all the jibber jabbers and experts all say it's falling because there is no demand. Really? I'll tell you about oil when I get back. Join my gang, Phil's gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from $1.5 trillion to $5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgages to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, it used to be, hey, what's that hot stock? There's no hot stocks anymore. You know what it's all about now? It's identifying when to get in the market, when to get out. And why? Because the market is rigged. It's rigged to go up. There's nothing better. It's rigged to go up. It's called quantitative easing. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Have fun with us in a rigged market.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com, Phil's Gang Radio Show. You know, we just went through a 1,900-point stock market drop, fastest drop ever in 2 days. Most of you panicked. At Phil's Gang, we didn't look at it as a crash. We looked at it as an opportunity because we were short. Why? Because I was able to teach my students how to read a chart, so in advance, they would know that the market was going to go down. It's all about learning. It's always amazed me, our whole life. Someone teaches us to play baseball. Someone teaches us to ski. Someone teaches us how to drive a car. But there's nobody there to teach you how to invest in a stock. And that's where I come. I think I have the best teaching format in the country. Check it out. It's philsgang.com. So you'll be so comfortable. You don't care if the market's going down or the market's going up. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home.
You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grande and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Donald Trump is demonstrating the leadership that Barack Obama refuses to demonstrate. The American people are responding to it. They're so hungry for leadership. Trump is offering unapologetic alpha male leadership, showing the way in common sense proposals, even though the media has tried to smear him and truncate his position, alleging that he supports a permanent ban in Muslim immigration. I think Trump's temporary ban is where the American people and certainly where the Republican primary voters are.
And everybody's supporting a ban that's temporary. I mean, when you go back and you look at FDR, and you go look at Carter, and even Obama right now is keeping out Christians. We talked about that last week. So I support him. Tonight there's going to be a debate. So please tune on and we'll learn a lot tonight. But let's learn about the market. I want everybody to understand the stock market is a wonderful place. I know everybody's worried about the market. They're scared about the market. They don't trust the market. And you shouldn't. Especially with the games they play. I just told you, volume isn't just down, it's way down, but you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it because they replace the volume. They replace it with black boxes. They fix it. See, good volume in a stock market is driven by real investment. Real investment that comes from pensions, comes from 401k mutual funds, and all kinds of sources that bring money to market. That's good volume. But we don't have that anymore. So they create fake volume. They create it with high-frequency programs. And what that is? That represents money that has been skinned out of the markets by these gangster hedge funds. See, earnings, profits, indicate the value of a stock. And when earnings right now are plunging But the stocks are going up 7 times faster than the earnings. So the way they mask the earnings from plunging is to print money, give it to companies to buy their own stock, and it pushes their stock price up so you never know the earnings stink. And they can show you the stock market, and Yellen can come out and say how great things are. Now, we're going to make it simple here. We don't have to care about earnings. We don't have to care about any of that crap. We don't have to care about market cap, trailing PE, forward PE, price to sales, price to book, profit margins, operating margins, return on assets, return on equity, revenue per share, gross profit margin, buck value, any of that. Not even free cash flow. We're going to follow Vanguard Group. We're going to follow T. Rowe Price. We're going to follow the Bank of New York Mellon, J.P. Morgan Chase, Franklin Resources, Dodge & Cox, Northern Trust Corporation. We follow them on a chart. When we look at a stock that they own and it turns green, like Goldman Sachs, it turned from red to green and the stock shot up 7%. And then when it turned from green to red, it shot down another 12%. So you make 7 up, 12 down, cut it in half. But you got something tangible you can look at. You don't have to wonder about all this crap. You don't have to think about it. And I make it easy for you. I make it so easy, and I explain what is going on. Like I'm explaining to you right now, this interest rate is foolishness. This interest rate hike. Are you kidding? I don't care if the market goes up, the market goes down, the market goes sideways, the spins. I'll look at my chart, and we'll lay back, my gang, and with our 5 wonderful stocks, all we have to do for this month, the remaining part of the month, is sit and wait for one setup where it turns from red to green. Just one. 1 out of 5. We do that once a month. And that's why I want you to join my gang. I want to reach out to you, and you help St. Jude. We've been doing this for 15 years, how we raise money for St. Jude. We help you, you help them. Now, we talked about oil. 2016 is going to be the year of oil. Here's what's going on. These jibber jabbers that are on CNBC, these are group thinkers, these are cattle. They're like cattle. Wall Street's like cattle. They're all wrong when they are saying, and they're contributing, that the bulk of this oil, the sell-off, they're saying, is due to weak economy and therefore creating weak demand. So the cattle, all of them, they're all following each other, are saying, oh my God, we have a weak economy because there's no demand for oil. It proves it. They're nuts. They're all wrong. They're all wrong. It's due to oversupply, the reason why prices are going down, not weak demand. Let's think about it. The Saudis are not cutting production. Wouldn't they cut production? Of course they would. Why would they cut production? It only costs $20 a barrel to get that black gook out of the ground and into an oil barrel. $20. So even if they're selling it at $30, they're making a huge spread. Oil's not going down because we have a weak economy around the world, a weak demand. Oil's not going down. Oil's going down because we got too much of it. Because it only costs them $20 a barrel to get it out of the ground. I mean, who would love to have a business where your cost is 20 and you can sell it for 30? Your cost is 20, you can sell it for 37. See, I think oil is like gold. See, gold right now is being manipulated down by the banking cartel. So is oil. So is oil. And we've made some good money in our oil and our bank and our gold mining stocks during the year. We kept catching every time the shorts had a cover. We're going to do this with oil. I want you to be a gang member. See, I think oil, just like gold, right now is being manipulated downward by the banking cartel, the Federal Reserve. So when Yellen raises rates, a panic will set in. A panic's going to set in when she raises rates. Now, think about it. The panic will come because the market is perceived right now to be weak. The economy is perceived to be weak because oil prices are down. Therefore, they're saying the economy is weak, man. Look, we're not selling oil. There's no demand because people don't have any money. And so she's going to raise rates and lay that rate right on top to push this market right down to get so she can call for QE4. We will be ready. We will be ready. Remember, when QE3 finished in October 2012, the market was already up over 100%. Then they started to print money. They started to print money to do stock buybacks. They're always going to be coming up with something to push the market higher. Look at the gangsters, the banking cartel, as long as they got the printing machine and they control interest rates, they control the bubbles. The boom to bust. This is our third one. All you've got to do is be on the right side of it. I will get you on the right side of it. Whether it's gold, whether it's oil, whether it's Intel, IBM, Schlumberger, Goldman Sachs, Caterpillar. We'll always be on the right side of it. Oil is being manipulated down. It's that simple. See, Yellen has a bigger problem. See, the Fed slashed interest rates to zero in December 2008. And they said to help to stimulate the economy and the housing. Are you kidding? That was a lie. In 2008, when they slashed interest rates to zero, they said it was to stimulate the economy, to create jobs, and to help the housing market. A total lie. Look at the housing market. The housing market it still stinks. It didn't work. Home ownership is in a steep decline, 63.4%, a low we haven't seen since 1967. Why? Because people can't buy a house due to a shortage of qualified buyers, because we do not have enough full-time jobs, because Obama put in redistribution of wealth. He put in that stupid Obamacare, which is so stupid because it encourages people not to work, because if you work, you don't qualify for your health insurance. What a stupid plan. Who in their right mind would be president of this country built by entrepreneurs who came over from Italy, came over from Germany, came from all over the world, who worked hard, who would get in a buckboard with mules and oxen and go over the Rocky Mountains? Are you kidding? That's how this country was built. Obama's now saying, oh, no, that was the wrong thing. You didn't build America. You who came over from Europe, you who got the cart and an oxen and went over the we did it, the government. We built it. So here's what we're going to do. We don't want you to work. So we're going to give you free health care called Obamacare. And boy, by God, if we catch you working an extra job, we're going to take your food stamps from you. What in the hell kind of country is this? Then he turns around and says, I got to create an illusion, man. I got to create an illusion of a housing market. So what I'm going to do is go to the banks and tell the banks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to all the poor people who have nothing, and we're going to give them a house. They only have to put down 3.5%. Their credit score can be 400, and we're going to loan them. But by God, don't you loan to anybody making 85 grand. They've got to have a credit score of 7.25 and put 30% down. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. Denise and Steve are right there. 877-600-GANG. And you're not calling the Philippines. You'll understand them. Simple.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to